1. The Italian restaurant. A man goes to an Italian restaurant and orders spaghetti. The waiter brings out a huge plate. The man asks, "How am I supposed to eat all this?" The waiter replies, "One bite at a time." 2. The talking cat. A man walks into a bar with a cat. The bartender says, "We don't allow pets." The man says, "But this cat can talk." The bartender is skeptical, so the man bets $100 that the cat can talk. The bartender agrees, and the man asks the cat, "What's on top of a house?" The cat says, "Roof." The bartender says, "That doesn't count." The man asks, "What's the outer covering of a tree?" The cat says, "Bark." The bartender says, "That still doesn't count." Frustrated, the man asks, "Who's the greatest baseball player of all time?" The cat says, "Ruth." The bartender throws them out. On the sidewalk, the cat turns to the man and says, "Should I have said DiMaggio?" 3. The golfing priest. A priest decides to skip church and go golfing. He hits a perfect shot and gets a hole-in-one. An angel looks at God and says, "Why did you reward him for skipping church?" God smiles and says, "Who's he going to tell?" 4. The magic bridge. A man is walking over a bridge when he meets a friend who tells him it's a magic bridge. Jump off and make a wish, and it will come true. The man jumps off and wishes for a pile of money and lands in a pile of cash. The friend jumps off and wishes for a fancy car and lands in a sports car. A third man, seeing this, jumps off and yells, "I wish for a soft landing." He lands in a pile of feathers. 5. The hitchhiker. A man is driving down a dark road when he picks up a hitchhiker. As they drive, the hitchhiker notices a brown paper bag on the seat and asks what's inside. The driver says, "It's a bottle of wine for my wife." The hitchhiker says, "Good trade." 6. The telemarketer. A telemarketer calls a house and a little boy answers. "Is your mother home?" the telemarketer asks. "Yes, but she's busy," the boy replies. "Can I talk to her?" "No, she's busy." "What about your father?" "He's busy too." The telemarketer asks, "Is anyone else home?" "Yes, the police are here." "Can I talk to them?" "No, they're busy." "What are they all busy doing?" The boy whispers, "Looking for me." 7. The burglar. A burglar breaks into a house and hears a voice say, "Jesus is watching you." He looks around but sees nothing. He hears it again, "Jesus is watching you." He shines his flashlight and sees a parrot. "Did you say that?" The parrot says, "Yes." The burglar asks, "What's your name?" The parrot replies, "Moses." The burglar laughs, "Who names a parrot Moses?" The parrot says, "The same people who named the Rottweiler Jesus." 8. The bear in the bar. A bear walks into a bar and says, "I'll have a gin and tonic." The bartender asks, "Why the big paws?" The bear replies, "I was born with them." 9. The duck in the bar. A duck walks into a bar and asks, "Got any grapes?" The bartender says no. The duck leaves and comes back the next day, asking the same question. The bartender says, "No, and if you come back asking for grapes again, I'll nail your beak to the bar." The duck returns the next day and asks, "Got any nails?" The bartender says no. The duck says, "Got any grapes?" 10. The fishing trip. Two friends go on a fishing trip. They rent all the equipment, buy the licenses, and rent a boat. They spend the day on the lake but don't catch anything. On the way home, one friend says, "Do you realize this fishing trip cost us over $500? The other friend says, "At that price, it's a good thing we didn't catch any fish." 11. The driving test. A teenager is taking his driving test. The instructor says, "Make a left here and don't forget to signal." The teenager makes the turn but doesn't signal. The instructor says, "I told you to signal." The teenager replies, "But my arm's already out the window." 12. The barber shop. A man walks into a barber shop and asks, "How long until I can get a haircut?" The barber looks around and says, "About 2 hours." The man leaves. He comes back the next day and asks the same question. The barber says, "About an hour and a half." The man leaves again. The next day he returns and asks the same question. The barber says, "About an hour." The man leaves. The barber asks his friend to follow the man and see where he goes. The friend returns and says, "He goes to your house." 13. The wedding. A man goes to a wedding and asks another guest, "How many wives can a man have?" The guest replies, 16, 4 better, 4 worse, 4 richer, 4 poorer. 14. The genie and the lawyer. A genie appears to a lawyer and says, "I'll grant you 3 wishes, but your rival will get double." The lawyer says, "For my first wish, I want $10 million. The genie grants it, and the rival gets $20 million. For my second wish, I want a mansion. The lawyer gets it, and the rival gets 2. For my final wish, the lawyer says, scare me half to death. 15. The flight attendant. A flight attendant sees a man trying to fit a huge bag into the overhead compartment. She says, sir, you need to check that bag. The man replies, no, I don't. She insists, you have to check it. The man says, no, I don't. It's not my bag. 16. The plumber. A woman calls a plumber to fix her sink. After working for an hour, the plumber hands her a bill for $200. She exclaims, that's more than I make in a day as a doctor. The plumber replies, I know. I used to be a doctor too. 17. The frog in the bank. A frog goes into a bank and asks for a loan. The banker, Miss Patty Black, asks for collateral. The frog gives her a small, pink ceramic elephant. She goes to her manager, who says, it's a knick-knack, Patty Black. Give the frog a loan.